No one can recognize me because I am not enlightened of science and technology. But how science and technology enlighten us? Science and technologies gives us a big impact to our day-to-day time. For the passing years, science and technologies continues to innovate, make experiments for our medicines, gadgets, and anything that we need to make our lives better and better. How can we trace and make to see what are the big impacts of science and technology to us? So I am here to introduce to you some of the big contributions and achievements of science and technology to us. Do you know that science and technology also present in ancient time? Yes, science and technology is also present in ancient time, like fire, water, soil, and air, which is the four basic elements of science, which is very important to us. And last is the stone, which is very useful for them. They use stone for their hunting to sustain their daily consumption every day. Science and technology in Middle Age. Science was uh, denied because of the religion, because religion and science are fighting on that era. Innovators could not stop to innovate. Basically, they innovate telephone. Telephone is serves as their medium for communication, and the other one is the transportation. So in this era, their two main contribution is about telephone and transportation. In Renaissance and scientific revolution, mathematics and science are well recognized. Because of that, their main contribution is the calculator, which is very useful in computing numbers, computing solutions, computing chemicals, so that science is very well rounded on that year. In the Enlightenment and Industrial Revolution, equipment, machineries was invented. One of their main contribution to us is the steam engine. Steam engine is used for cars and power supply, and also for electricity. That is the science and technology in the 19th century. The science was well understood, um, and their main contribution to us is the electromagnetism. So in electromagnetism, it uses for power supply, electricity, and it also used for cars. Modern science and technology. One of the big contribution of science and technology in modern time is the automobile. It is a type of a vehicle or transportation that applies the idea about the steam engine and the electromagnetism. And on this type of a vehicle, it suits to the needs of people. The big science and industrial society. So there are many big contribution to us on this era, like the what we call rubber, radar, jets, missiles, fission and fusion bombs, and other electronic computers. So one of the biggest contribution is the radar, which is uses the radio waves to detect if someone's near you. It is very useful in naval operation, air operations, and also in the field operations that we are mostly uses by the what we call soldiers. So that is the big contributions of science and technology, or the biggest contribution of science and technology in what we call post-industrial society.